For city-building games, the gods are the ones who create these worlds, and today the gods are Nepos Games. When Nebuchadnezzar first released, it felt like a decent attempt to emulate the old impression city builders, like Caesar III and Pharaoh, but it was lacking. I said it was missing fundamental gameplay solutions, such as taxes and wages, gods and religion, and there was no military to be seen anywhere, which was weird because all of those things aren't just core elements of society and cities throughout history, they were some of the defining features of ancient Mesopotamia. My criticism was misunderstood by fans of the game, of course, being interpreted as me wanting the game to be simply more difficult. But what I really wanted was more meaning. Zeus is the easiest impression city builder I've played, even easier than Nebuchadnezzar on release. But Zeus felt more meaningful and fun to play. The lack of taxes and wages wasn't inherently an issue, but taxes and wages solve a gameplay problem in many city building games, and removing them means there remains a problem. Taxes reward you for achieving high levels of society, and wages punishes inefficiency. The problems could be solved in any uniquely innovative way that you want. In fact, it would be much preferred if the solution was novel. But simply lacking taxes and wages with no other solution present made the game duller, less engaging. You could make infinite money by just waiting on trade, and building monuments was only a matter of time, giving no reward for your efforts as a city builder. Playing like that, and fans said I was playing the game wrong. But if it was wrong, then why was it allowed? Am I supposed to purposefully play worse so the game becomes more interesting? Ironically, they were telling me to play the game wrong so that I could get the correct experience. Anyway, time has passed, and impressively, the creators of Nebuchadnezzar have stuck with the game. Taxes and wages were implemented, risks were added in the form of fire, crime, and disease, and now the latest update introduces us to a pantheon of gods. All the while, quality of life improvements, bug fixes, and UI enhancements have made the game feel less like a chore and more of a game. And the next update for the future is promising a new economic form of military and a whole new campaign for more content. These efforts have not only impressed me, which isn't important in the grand scheme of things, but the numbers speak for themselves. Nebuchadnezzar has been increasing in popularity for the first time since release, and although I don't think it's on par with the old impression city builders quite yet, if this path is followed, Nebuchadnezzar may yet be the first impressions-inspired city building game to live up to its inspiration. Today, I will play through a mission in the middle of the campaign to experience the game as it stands, with the new gods and religion update, and to see where the game could go in the future. Citizens of ancient Mesopotamia, welcome back to Nebuchadnezzar. It's been a long journey, us and this game, and it's been a little bit since the last update, which introduced gods and religion mechanics, and I did a casual little look at it, and it's actually better than I thought it would be. It's not implemented the same way as in the Impressions games, which is what I wanted. A novel implementation of these mechanics, and we're going to be playing through a mission today. I'm not doing a full playthrough since Nebuchadnezzar clearly is getting more and more updates as time goes on, so I don't want to just do a playthrough and then a year later the game's completely different. So what, do I just keep doing new and new playthroughs? Let's do one mission to test out the new mechanics, and over time we'll see how it goes. Also, just a note, today I am playing my own music because the Nebuchadnezzar music keeps getting copyright claimed. So I've got my own music playing, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. Now, Nebuchadnezzar. Let's click on campaign, select, and we've gotten all the way down to mission 13, but I actually think like mission 8 or 9 might be good. You know, I think I will do... Because I don't think I played either of these on the channel. So I think I'll do mission 8. I think that's fine. We've got this going. Select. Yep. Population 11,000. Prestige 680. 32 luxurious villas and a temple. There's a lot of history. Play. Hard difficulty. Yes. Start with an empty map, please. And here we go. You just saw this Chad in Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, you can't spell Nebuchadnezzar without Chad. Okay, so mission 8, it's, you know, we've beaten a later mission on the channel, I think. I think I beat mission 11 or 12 on the channel. I think 11, maybe 12. So this is going to be a slightly easier mission, but I want to focus on the new mechanics, because it's not just the new religion mechanic that was added. They've been tweaking things here and there, all over the place. And I want to show that off, because some of it is significant. Nippur was always considered the religious center of the Sumerian culture. Our new ruler, Ur-Nammu, fortunately believes it should continue to be one, and has entrusted you with the construction of a new temple. You must not fail in this task, if for nothing else than the future of our city. Guide me on my path, Enlil. So, first of all, there's this new button, which shifts pop-up notifications to this events panel, which is great. I like these. That's fine. Gonna pause the game. But, you know, when people start moving out and stuff, it's like, oh, settlers are leaving, and you don't need a pop-up for all of those, you know. So here we are in the game. Nice little map. And the big new feature is this. Gods. And at first I was like, okay, cool. But as I looked at it, I started to realize there's actually a lot of interesting things with this because of one thing. Because of one little addition, which I didn't realize would be such a big deal. So we have a patron god, right? On this map, it's Enlil. And there's certain bonuses. So, for example, it gets stronger, up to plus 20% more prestige from population, up to 4 active shrines, and lower consumption of the upper class houses. So, rich houses, higher level housing, so the third level of housing, villas and palaces and stuff like that, they consume a quarter less. That's huge. A quarter less, and that doesn't change with this. That's just fixed. Local bonuses provided by shrines and monuments. So that's from building these shrines. The shrines have a range, so I think anything within that range would be good. And we can get up to 4 shrines. 4 shrines could easily cover a whole high-level housing block. Now, down here, these. You would think, okay, this is cool. Okay, 10% monument construction, 5% less disease risk, 5% less fire risk. Okay, cool. But, big thing here is you can swap them out. And why is that important? Why is swapping this out important? Because there's 3 gods here that you can swap out to anyone. Any god can be a minor god here. 3 of them. So you can customize your playstyle, right? So let's say we were focusing on prestige. So we've got the plus 10% more prestige from population. Let's see what else. More prestige from trade. So we could get more prestige from trade. Anything else gives prestige. We could synergize them. So for example, we could do higher export prices. So more prestige from trade means we want to sell more, right? So we're selling stuff. So we get more prestige from trade, and now we get more money from trade as well. So these two synergize a little bit. Is there anything else we want? Monument construction warehouse provides more materials. Lower consumption of the lower class houses. 5% lower consumption of lower class houses. This should be good for starting a map. So we want to get this set up, like pick this maybe at the start because our production is less, right? So we might want to have Hadad as a minor deity here for a while, but then maybe switch it out with something later on. And this becomes very interesting because now we can tweak and customize our play style at the start. Like, this is what I would pick, but you would pick something different, you know, and what I would switch it to halfway through the game would be different from what you switch it to. So this becomes very interesting in terms of how you can play Nebuchadnezzar. It adds a lot more depth to play styles. And there's this inherent problem in any simulation city building game where when efficiency is involved, there's going to be a best solution, the most efficient solution. And once people find that, it's like, well, just do this. It's the best way to do it, right? And this sort of thing just throws a huge wrench in the best way to do it. Because even if there is a best way, finding that best way becomes so complicated. Also noting that maybe we want to throw festivals to get these prestige bonuses up. So, for example, if I get this 20% more prestige from population, and then 20% more prestige from trade, and then 10% higher export prices, and we make more prestige from how much money we make from exporting, we could be getting massive amounts of prestige with very little, right? It's essentially going to be a 50% prestige bonus, right? So if you would normally be at 300 prestige, just from getting these gods happy, you could be at 450 prestige instead. And that's huge, right? There's a potential 50% prestige bonus here. So we might want to go for that. We might not. Who knows? Maybe yes, maybe no. Anyway, the next big change. Campaign mission balance change. I'm going to open up trade and diplomacy. You're going to see these icons look a little bit different because we can already open a trade route by giving a gift here. This is huge. This, when Nebuchadnezzar first released, there was no taxes and wages, right? So essentially your money stayed the same. If you did nothing, the money stayed the same, right? Nothing would happen, like people would work, they'll be producing things, your money would stay the same. But now with wages, as soon as your city starts going and there are workers, like your coffers start depleting. They start draining into wages. And it essentially set a time limit. And what happened was a lot of these trade routes, well, every mission, you couldn't open the first trade route until you had like 50 prestige. It was give or take a little bit here and there, but basically you needed 50 prestige to open your first trade route. So what happened was, the first thing you gotta do on every single map is immediately beeline 50 prestige, because without a trade route, you're just gonna lose. You're just gonna run out of money. There's no way to make money. You can't make enough taxes unless you get high-level housing, so that's not viable. You're just gonna lose if you don't open that first trade route. So you had to start building your city exactly the same way every time, just the efficient way to get 50 prestige, open the trade route, and then you can start playing for real. And that just became very boring, right? Because you would just beeline 50 prestige at the start of every mission. But now that we can set this up immediately, right? We can start selling dates straight away. Yeah, we can sell dates straight away. So I can just build a nice little town, start selling dates, and build however I like from the start of the mission. And that, oddly, makes the game slightly easier. But it also makes the game a lot more fun and interesting because you're not railroaded onto this specific build every single mission. And that's actually a great change. Now, later missions, I think mission 12 or 13, somewhere around there, it starts where, okay, no trade routes are open until you hit a prestige level, 50, sometimes it's 65, I think. So that makes sense because it's a much later mission, it's much harder, and then you can start beelining prestige, but you're not doing it the whole campaign, right? Not all the missions. You go like a dozen missions without having to do that, and then like the last few missions, you have to do that, and that makes a lot more sense, and it becomes more of a challenge for the end game rather than a tedium through the entire campaign. And now let's build a city, right? I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So let's do basic stuff. We're gonna clear some land here, clear out these trees. There's a nice little deserty bit here. Let's set up the basics. So, from my last play, where our city burned to the ground, we want fire stations in the middle. Yeah, this is a rocky area, so this is where we want to build on, because we can't farm rocky areas. Fire station. Let's get housing. Let's do a row of 6, 12. Yeah, that looks good. 6, 12. Maybe we could go a bit longer. Be a bit more efficient there. Yeah. Let's get dirt road. Connect this up. We could make room for a few more services there. I think that's... I misbuilt that. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We gotta hook the road up here and unpause the game. Make sure there's plenty of fire people working, because I don't want fire breaking out. And we also want to throw down... I can rotate this. First settlers arrive, welcome. I can do healer, healer. Might want like 3 healers. But we'll do that first. Okay, good. Settlers coming in. And now let's set up our date industry. Gonna clear this forest here. This is gonna be farmland for dates. Yeah, that's fine. Because this looks like a nice dock area. So I want to go to farms, crop farm. Actually, I should do a port first. So I can actually plan this a little bit better. Yeah, I'll put the port there. And then I need a warehouse for dates, which I can place somewhere like that. And then I can do dirt road doing that. And we'll want to make sure there's a fire station here as well. And then I want to get like 3 crop farms around here. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. Dirt road, connect up. Dirt road, connect up. Dirt road, connect up. We can connect that. Yeah, that's fine. And then we want to make sure we got irrigation. We need to irrigate a little bit around here. So we can do it sort of like that. Yeah, that's fine. Then we go infrastructure, irrigation pump. That should do. Farmland. Let's plant some dates. Bam, bam, good. Good. That's gonna get tons of dates. This warehouse here, I'm going to just allow dates. And then we'll stockpile dates. We might need like... I'm gonna have 2 storage for dates here. Just so we can actually build up a supply in case of anything. Yeah, and I think it... Oh yeah, they only send out a firewalker. Firewalker? Fireman? When a house needs to be checked, I think. So I think that should be fine. How's our employment? Fine. So, looking at this, we've got 3 prestige from, like, level 1 shacks. Which is, if I look at prestige here, is it actually getting... Yeah, 3 from this. So that might actually be a little bit higher than expected, because we're getting plus 10%. more from population. So just keep in mind, right now, our prestige is 10% higher than it normally would be because of our patron god. This is going to be plus 5% prestige more from trade and a plus 5% higher export prices, which should give us more prestige as well. Okay, so we're going to go real high on prestige here. So while that sets up, dates are already coming in here. We can set up providing resources to these houses. So now there's also a new mechanic with houses that receive nothing. After a while, if a house has received nothing, it gets a major debuff of way higher risks happening. Disease, crime, fire, they just skyrocket if a house stays with no resources for a long time. And I really like that because it's a punishment for not feeding your people and also gives a benefit for just giving milk. Milk is easy to provide, bread a little bit harder. But before it'd be like, why would you give milk without bread? Because you just want the house to evolve, right? Why would you do that? So now there's a benefit to just giving one resource, which is great. Now, I want to have... how big is a market again? Per market, it's 2 by 2. Yeah, that's fine. So what I want to do, I need 2 warehouses here. How will I do this? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to have 2 warehouses, like that. That'll look a little weird, but that's fine. Yep. Good. And we're going to place down a few more houses to get enough people to set up a new farm area. So what I want is like 3 livestock farms, I guess. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll have a warehouse set up like here. Fire hazard is rising. Our city is successfully growing, bringing us prosperity and wealth, but not everything is getting better. Increasing population also means greater risks such as fire. So now I don't want to pop up from this anymore, so I'm going to check this. Okay, good. Then I want to set up more irrigation pumps. Where it would be accessible, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Okay, good. Irrigation canal. Hook these all up. And then we can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A gap of 6 between should cover everything. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we can start getting milk. We want to do that. Get the workers going. These new bars and stuff, which was added in an update, also looks really useful. Okay, so we're gonna start getting some goat's milk. We can extend a road out like this. Good. And then we can get a caravanserai to get some milk over here. So I want milk in this one, and I'm gonna want bread in this one, and this should just be accepting only milk. And then here's a new logistics caravanserai. Just gonna place it there. Here's a new UI thing, that really helps. When you're adding a caravanserai order, these buttons are right here. I want to take out from that one and put into that one. And it just works. Oh, that's so much more convenient than before. And we can have a poor market right there. This is going to be for milk and milk. And I'm just going to set the paths now along these roads to provide just milk to these houses so disasters do not explode. Perfect. Now, we've got massive stocks of dates. Let's unlock the trade route. Let's max our exports of dates. And now we can start selling dates. Prestige level is 5. But we can start selling dates right now. Perfect. Sustenance on milk alone. There's a reason to feed people a little bit in this game, which is great. It's called Nebuchadnezzar, but the deity names are Sumerian, not Babylonian. The implication is that they're covering that whole region and time period. I think the upcoming DLC is Sargon? I think. A new campaign coming. But also, if you mouse over here, it says Sumerian Pantheon. So, I don't know if other pantheons are already in here, but it's implying that there could be multiple pantheons to choose from or play with in the future, if not already. So I think we just sold, yeah, we just sold some dates. Look at that, we're making money. Look at this trade boat right here, trade ship from Gursu. I think we already maxed our exports. Yeah, we did. We're now selling 30 dates a year. Perfect. And doing that should increase the amount of, well, we've got, what do we have here? Plus 4% higher export prices, which is great, and plus 5% more from trade. So we'll see how much prestige we get from trade soon. I think all these houses now have a stock of milk. Great. And now I think I need to bring in more houses to set up a baking industry. Yeah, that's fine. Slightly asymmetrical. You guys should be fine with that, right? What I'm going to do is go to food, bakery, set up six bakeries behind this warehouse here. Before I forget, a fire station can be rotated. Diseases are spreading. What was even in this pot? Who stored what in that pot? Well, I've got doctors already. That's fine. Let's have one of those. Yep, that should keep fires controlled. I might need another fire station here because there's a lot of houses. But it's fine. I'll focus on the bakeries first, and then I want to get a warehouse for the... I'm gonna place it here, I think. How am I gonna do this? I think I just use a caravanserai. I think it's fine. I'm gonna put that there. This is for grain. And then I'm going to plan like a bunch of crop farms. So I'm gonna do like 1, 2, 3. I don't know if it's worth putting a 4th one there. Maybe it's fine. Let's do that. Warehouse in the middle of all of them. It's fine. This is going to be for grain. Let's get the irrigation canals going. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How do I want to do this? Let's have them go this way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a little awkward, but sure. Oh, we don't have quite enough irrigation pumps. We can get more here. I'll get on that side. Need a few more. This is a good spot for irrigation pumps. Okay. Now roads. We need to do that. 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 Have this road extend out there. Then we need grain. Oh, not enough workers? Okay. We'll solve that soon. Uh-huh. Bam, bam. Okay, good, good. Short quite a lot of workers. Let me disable all the bakeries. That should get a lot of things going. We will need Caravansarai. Where is it? Caravansarai. Right. Yeah, that works. And you are gonna be grabbing grain from here to there. Perfect. There's something satisfying about irrigation and watching the land get green. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Like initially, before the game had a lot of this new depth and all of that, the irrigation mechanic just felt like, well, this makes the game even easier. Like you can get practically infinite farmland. Like it is limited by water, but on most of the maps, there was quite a lot of flat coast for irrigation pumps. Some of the later maps made it a little bit trickier, but essentially you had more than enough farmland for whatever you needed. But now that other depth and other interesting things have been added to the game, that what used to just make the game easier and hence more boring, now it's a nice little satisfying thing, right? Which I think was the initial purpose of, you know, making the land green. Risk of fire is dangerously high. Show me where. Oh, okay. I see. So we need to definitely set up another fire station. Just get lots of those guys going. I need to evolve these houses. Squeeze in a couple more houses. So I just doubled my fire coverage here. Hopefully they sort that out. Anyone want to go deal with those houses over there? So the way firemen work is that they send out a specific walker to a specific house. And I'm not sure if they're gonna get over here. I think, okay, so these numbers are 13. So fire starts at 20, I think it does, so it's not absolutely essential. I'm just gonna wait and see if this works. How about disease? We might need more of that as well. A fire broke out. Okay. It's a chance thing. So I assume they'll go put that out. Yeah. Okay, so we'll wait for fire. They can put out the fires. It should be fine. Okay, I need to get... Yeah, wish them luck. I'm gonna open up these bakeries. And it's a massive amount of workers. I'm gonna ignore the fires. People are coming back. Okay, I don't need that notification. Okay, so we got lots of grain in. I now just need to manufacture all of this bread. And then once the bread comes in, wish them luck. I do later want those notifications. Do you get raided while playing the game, or is it a non-military game? Okay, interesting question, because they just announced the next update will include military, but not in the RTS sense. It's not gonna be like the Impressions games, where you control units and defend things. They're gonna introduce walls, and they said military will be done in a more economic fashion, which is interesting because they're gonna do military in a way that's not like the Impressions games. I've been waiting for some kind of military in this game for a long time, because this is, you know, ancient Mesopotamia. I mean, like, the wars happened, conflicts happened, you know, relationships happened. So like these, one big problem I have is your neighbors and surrounding cities would request for things, and you could just ignore them and you get a prestige hit a little bit, but essentially it doesn't matter. So once that's implemented, I'll be very interested in how they implement it. And then that could be very, very interesting. Let's distribute bread. Get these houses evolved, explode our population, because an evolved house goes from 33 population to 70, right? It's more than double. So let's get a ton of people moved in here and stabilize our industries. So they haven't explained exactly how military will work, but I'm okay with it not being like an RTS. New trade opportunities. Show me the city. Ah, more dates. Let's send more dates and sell max dates. 60. Okay. It triples our date export. Perfect. And also, let's look at our prestige levels here. So we were getting 56 prestige from that first trade. And that should now triple to like 160 or something. Houses upgrading is pleasant in every city builder. That's actually one problem Nebuchadnezzar had without taxes and wages. Upgrading houses punished you. Right? It actually punished you for upgrading houses because higher level housing just consumed more resources, but you didn't get any taxes from them. So there's no reward. It just cost more to upgrade houses. So it sort of made sense to just not upgrade your houses until you wanted to win. You just stockpile massive amounts of goods and then upgrade all your houses in one go, get the prestige bonus, and win. New trade opportunities. What do you want? Are you buy... Is that just grain? Yeah, it's just wheat. We can export wheat. Probably 32. How much are the dates selling for? Dates are selling for 37, 37, 32 and 37. So actually it makes sense to export wheat. 50 wheat a year. Could probably set that up. I mean, I just need... People are leaving the city. I don't need to know that ever. I can just have a warehouse. Set here. Have this road extend up to there. Clear some space here. Have some irrigation pumps along there. Get some irrigation. Like that. Just set that up now. And then I would want crop farm. So we just need these to be in range. there and there. I do want these roads connected because of fire. Hire another fireman here. Get wheat growing. Oh, we're out of workers. Okay, that's fine. And this will be... Risk of fire is dangerously high. Is it... Okay, yeah, we need more firemen there. This needs to be green as well. New trade opportunities. Can I place this first? Yes. Show me the city. Oh, 2 new trade opportunities. Fish and more stuff. Okay, cool. Are we struggling? Oh, we just don't have enough bread. So we need to increase the number of bakers. I think... Alright, the wheat would all be delivered to these back ones first. Okay, there we go. That should increase our bread production by 50%. What if you rotated one of the... so it's facing the other houses. Actually, what I just need to do is connect this road and add more firemen to that. And that should actually get us lots more. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. That should do it. Moving in. Probably need a couple more bakeries. Let's throw down 2 more bakeries. Do I need another caravanserai? I think I need another caravanserai. Well, caravan. Get the grain. Bring the grain. That grain is really dumping in there. Okay. Yeah, we just don't have enough bread. That's fine. So this should be accepting wheat. We want wheat to be coming in here. Is that worth it? I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this is fine there. So we're going to stock up wheat, and then we can open a trade route and start selling that as well. That should give us more than enough money. So, at this point, we've been playing this map for like 40 minutes. This is a much more enjoyable experience, right? This has gone so nicely. The game's really come along since you last saw it. Yeah, like this is solid. This is solid. When the game first released, if I were to like give it a number, I think I would have given it a 3 or 4 out of 10. And today, I think it's a very solid 7 out of 10. With the military system coming soon. And more missions in the campaign. And then a DLC for a whole other campaign. That could push it up. If the military system is good, could give it an 8. You never give numbers. I give numbers if I feel like giving numbers. Keep in mind that one number to one reviewer and that same number to another reviewer could mean completely different things. By the way, none of the Impression city builders get a 10 out of 10. None of them. They all have problems. How's disease looking? So if disease ever looks yellow, like orange or yellow, then I need another one of these. Okay. Seems like we've managed to stabilize our bread supply. Am I using up all of the grain? I think so. As long as grain's not stockpiling, it's okay. We've got nice surplus there. Who wanted to buy wheat? This one? Good. It was Ur, was it? Yeah, Ur. That's max wheat sales. Selling dates, selling dates. Is this? Oh, oh, you also buy wheat. Marhashi buys dates and wheat. So we can actually sell 40 plus 50. We can sell 90 wheat. That's a lot of wheat. I don't know how much wheat we're producing here, but that's a lot of wheat we can sell. The game feels much more dynamic. There's starting to be enough consequences where you don't have to, if you don't pay attention to the city, but it's not so chaotic that you can't enjoy the fruits of your labor. Yeah. Like a lot, when I was initially like criticizing the flaws of the game, people are like, oh, you just want the game to be harder. And like, no. I want the game to be more meaningful. I want to feel like I'm rewarded for my efforts. You know? A lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't rely on negative reinforcement. It should be positive reinforcement. And I'm like, I agree, but this game has no positive reinforcement. So now there's a lot of positive reinforcement. You know, upgrading houses gives you wages. Being efficient gives you so much more stuff, you know. Messing with the gods, like which gods and which ones. We're losing ranking here on Enlil, so I might want to get into that. You know, messing with those things gets you the better bonuses. So this is another trade route. Okay, we're at 200 prestige now. Look at that. So let's see. We've got 750 spare workers. What could we go for next? I think if I... Yeah, let's look at the religion stuff. There's shrines, but there's also festival squares. I could probably throw down a festival square. Let's see what happens. If I throw down a festival square... Can it just be anywhere? Oh, it can be on the roads as well. If I place one there. So what does it take to throw a festival? Required amount of goods, 3. Enlil. More prestige from trade, yeah. Oh, lower consumption of the lower class houses really helps a lot, doesn't it? Higher export prices, let's do this. So, what is this? It's like goods. Oh, so you pick what you want to do. Poor, modest, common, lavish, grand. Oh, it's got to be 3 different types, I see. So it could be... Could be food, it's... What is this? Food, drink, gifts. Right, I see. So I don't have any of these gifts. So I can... This is the first time I'm doing this. So if I remove that. So right now, I need a tooltip telling me... What does this button do? Set up this level with the most available goods. Oh, I see. If you want to do a poor one, you can do that. If you want to do a modest one, you can do that. A common one, you can do that. A lavish one, you can do that. Is it important? Oh, right. That's my bad. That's not connected. Okay, go put that out, please. Can you save it? Okay, that was close. Nope, keep going. Okay, they saved it. Okay, so we need to get ceramics if I want to do a poor celebration, I think. Total population. Okay. I see. Festival requirements are not fulfilled. If I wanted to do grand, I could, for example, do... Right. Okay, understood. So I want to set up ceramics. which I think we need to evolve these houses anyway. So let's do that. Before I forget it, I will do... Right, yeah. This is my bad. I never set this up correctly. Fire station. Rotate. Bam. Okay. Yeah, okay. All the firemen are rushing over. Get over here! Save the building! Quickly! Okay. See, that's my bad. I built it wrong, and I'm punished for it. Great. I was looking for wells. So I wanted to put a well there. Have one route there. And have a route here. So we provide water to all of those houses. Then I need to get a... warehouse here. Set to accepting ceramics. And then I want to set up a ceramics industry, so I need clay. I could just set it up down here, right? It's okay. That'll balance itself out a bit. So I'll do clay, clay, clay. Redo this road. Yep. On it. Then I do safety, fire station. Yep. And then I go industry, ceramics workshop. 1, 2, 3. 4. Actually, I just need 3 to 3, right? And then I have a warehouse here. This is accepting ceramics. Add workers. Add workers. Add workers. Add workers. Add workers. Add workers. Okay. Slight shortage on workers. I could probably just cut workers from the bakeries, because we seem to be having too much of that. Okay. We'll get ceramics going, and then I will need a... Can I just use this? Bring ceramics from there to there. And I think I'll have a second one. Ceramics. From there to there. Okay, then we'll bring ceramics in. We can put ceramics into these markets. And we'll evolve these houses, getting us the workers we need. Nice. This moment when you're happy about the game punishing you. Yeah, I mean, that's what my last Nebuchadnezzar video was about. It's like, I played terribly. I should be punished. And I'm being punished for it. That's great. That's exactly what you want. Right? It can't, like, in games, it can't all be positive reinforcement. Like, I know the definition of video game is a little bit nebulous, but a lose condition is negative reinforcement. Right? How much? We've been making lots of money. Let's check prestige. We're getting 230 prestige just from trade. That's great. We're like so far along. So ceramics are now coming on in. So that means we can now have this. So can I just throw on... How does this work? Oh, throwing on other gods makes the festival less effective. I see. This is a poor festival. So... would it make sense if I... Get rid of that. Can I put ceramics here, put milk there, and then I can do a modest festival? Is that... Does this not work? Oh, its ceramics is not good enough for a modest festival, I guess. So bread and ceramics can do this sort of thing. A poor festival. Let's celebrate. Organizing the next festival. Ah, found another one. I never connected that. Dirt road. Look up. Keep forgetting I can't do that. Okay. Oh, are these festival walkers? Oh, look at that. The festival's ongoing. We're having a festival for the gods. Nice. In celebration, we can also start distributing ceramics. So if I look at the gods tab here, we should be getting a slight... Yeah, there we go. We've got a slight bonus increase. Not quite to the next level. But that's pretty good. Minus 30% lower wages. Local bonuses provided by shrines and monuments. So those shrines, they don't have a large range, right? It's like that. It's not a huge range, but if I were to like place that somewhere in the middle here, we could like get quite a big bonus. Nice. So there's a time limit. We can't just throw another festival right now. Now people are moving in. Let's replenish our baking industry. Good. We could start building our temple. Luxurious villas is where we need to get to. I probably should evolve these houses to max level. I think we need to increase our ceramics industry. Clay mine. Let's do that. Dirt road. Do that. Fire should be okay. Let's do ceramics workshop. Do that. And then that. I remove that one. Move it here. More clay, more clay, more clay, more workers. So this doubles our ceramics production to try and stabilize that. See? No big pop-up for people leaving the city because one house devolved. It's great. So I think this is the timer before we can throw another festival. If I look at this. Yeah, so it drops by at this rate. The better the relation, the faster the decline. Oh, so this is minus 1.8 because we're at level 2. This is only 1.2 because it's slightly higher. This is at 1 because it's at minimum. By the way, there is a negative effect for the patron god. The non-patron gods, no negative effect. Patron god does. Minus 50% prestige from population. That's it's quite a lot. We are selling all this grain, which is good. Gotta get some proper exports going, though. Probably fit another... No, we don't need another dock. We just need... Yeah, we just need more warehouses and bring over some goods for sale. This monument should get us quite a lot of prestige as well. Guess I could set this up. Might want to do... Where do I want to build this? I don't know if I could squeeze it there. Would that work? Don't know if it'll fit. Or I just stick it here. Maybe that's fine. Then we could do high-level housing on that side. That should work. Yeah, this should work. We'll just have this here, right in the middle of the city. That makes sense. Yeah. Bam. We need to place this around the front. And we need just bricks. Just bricks. I assume monuments can't burn. Yeah, okay, good. So bricks require industry, brickworks. And bricks require just clay. Industry, clay. Slightly annoying. That works, yep. Okay. Customizing monuments is cool, but I don't want to do it. So that will eventually get the monument built. Nice. People moving back in. Are we still not stabilized on ceramics? Might be stabilizing. We could plaza it up to make sure. Decorations. Grass. Trees. Parks. Statues. Like these. Can I just do that? Looks nice. There we go. The risk of disease is dangerously high. Okay, so that means we do need to put down another healer. If I squeeze in like another healer there and another healer there. That should keep disease down. Fire looks like it's under control. Oh, those things can burn? Fire station. Bam. Okay, good. See, I'm still not used to things actually being able to burn in this game. Ah, that looks nice. Are the clay pit animations new? I don't think so. I think there were animations before, but I'm not sure if there have been some changes. Ah, look, the monument's coming along. Nice. Okay. So the monument should give us quite a bit of prestige. Population, I think if we evolve these houses to the final level, it should be good. So they just need beer and then administration. So administration is... Administration, let me place this down. Just check. So we'll need... This needs townsfolk, right? I actually have no townsfolk, I just realized. That will need tablets. Townsfolk. Completely forgot about them. Just checking. Oh, there are fish in here. Okay, so we could actually do some fishing here. Set up a few townsfolk. Let's do villas. No, actually, there's fish there as well. Okay, this is a good fishing spot. Let's set that up. Food. Fishing pier. Oh, this is not a good fishing spot. They specifically put little... Get some fishing going. They specifically put little islands so we could not fish. Can we bridge across that? Guess no. Is this a new feature? Copy building? Can you fish? Or can boats not cross there? Can perhaps... Bridge across... No. Bridge across there? No. Fine. Whatever. We'll get a little bit of fish going. Warehouse right here to accept fish. Okay, fire station right here to make sure nothing burns. We'll stockpile fish. Dates. We could just do with more dates, I think. If I set up a crop farm here using the natural water, that should be good. And we have a warehouse. Just in range like that. Dirt road. Going along here. Connecting that. This will be for dates, not for sale. Grow dates. And then we can have housing, villas. These need more decoration, which is fine. Let's do big parks. Oh, I like that. That looks nice. And this needs to be connected to the road. Oh, I like these new parks. They look really nice. Then we just need market, standard market. It's not ideal, but this should be dates, fish. So it should stock up on fish really easily and then just stock up on... Okay. Dirt road. 2, 3. This road loops around like that. Nice little block for townsfolk. Good. We'll get some townsfolk in, then we can get some beer in and evolve our standard houses up again. Prestige right now is at 330, so it's basically prestige is halfway where it needs to be. Oh, is this market just not in range? That market might just not be in range. That's fine. I guess we just need a... clear that. Just have another... Where? Oh, fire just... struggles. I can have a fire station there. That's fine. Standard market. Right. It's short on range. Let's do another... We'll have it there. Standard market. This one is the dates. We don't need two of those. Okay. Now we can get these houses going. There we go. Townsfolk. So before, you would kind of have to rush townsfolk, because if you want beer to evolve these houses, then... Oh yeah, we can throw another festival. Oh, you can't throw festivals very often at all. Huh. So if you just spamming poor festivals probably does not... It doesn't even maintain. So poor festivals are not great. Okay. Understood. Understood. Not sure this area is connected to the rest of the city. Oh, of course. No, it's not. Now it is. Yeah, it says settlers are lost right there. Okay, so now we can get some townsfolk in, which means we can... Is it gonna be crime? Now we can get beer to evolve these houses. Beer industry. This is a little bit awkward. There's some room back here. I think we can do this. One, two, three. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Fire broke out. Right? Forgot about that. We need way more fire people over there. Okay, so I'm way overproducing everything. So let's free up some workers. Not really there. Let's cut down on bakers. Let's cut down on ceramics, because we are overproducing. Cut down on farmers there. Okay. Free up some workers so that we can get a beer industry going. So, okay, so we need I don't know how much, but let's go crop farm. How much can we fit? 1. Like 2, really. Not a lot back there. Unless I throw like another one here. It's kind of weird. Oh, maybe I just place one here. Yeah, and then I have warehouse to pick up on those two. And then I will have warehouse here. This is holding barley. This is holding beer. Connect these up. Road across here. Road across there. Up to here. Connect that. Make sure we have a fire station to cover that. Let's go barley. I won't dump in the new workers yet. Barley. This needs irrigation. We can connect these irrigation networks up. Irrigate that. Barley. New festival available. Okay, good. So we actually want to just spam these out while we can. I think I put it all into Enlil, and maybe that will maintain. So this is all growing barley. That's getting barley. This should be actually getting barley as well. And we just need another warehouse. Here. This is for beer. This road loops around like that. I have this caravanserai, which I can use to grab barley from here to here. That's the correct one, right? Yes, correct. And then I go to brewery. And these take townsfolk. Which I have some of. Yeah, those are townsfolk as well, so we'll need those. I can bring in a few more townsfolk. I think I can actually support that. And this. I think that's fine. Copy feature is nice. We should plaza it up as well. Plaza, this one. This area, it's got a kind of a green, orange, pink kind of thing going on. Should look good with this one. Brighten up the city a bit. This area could probably brighten this up as well. This... Let's keep it green. Okay. Just to mark out the different areas. Yeah, I like that. I like that. What kind of pharaoh is this? Pharaoh. An old era. The one a few deserts over. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the map, it's not too far. Where our city is... Yeah, Nippur. Yeah. So, Memphis is there. It's just one desert over. It's kind of next door. Like, we can trade with Memphis, so... Okay, we are now producing beer. Great. So now I need to have another poor market right here with a warehouse right here. This is accepting beer. And then we need a request for bread. Have at it. Then we need a caravanserai to transport beer from here to here. Then... Yeah, we need these stone tablets, which consumes clay. So we need a dirt road here. So what I'll do is I'll halve this to 16. Allow this 16. And then we need tablet workshops. It'll help if it's in range of... I don't know how many of these we need. These take townsfolk. Okay. So we're somewhat short on workers right now, but we just need to boost up how much clay we're producing. An outbreak of disease. Oh, right. I forgot. That's gonna be a problem. Okay. Not enough workers for these dudes. Okay. Seems like we can hang back on grain workers right now. I should actually be cutting trade, because money's not a problem. You know, cut trade until we can evolve these houses one more level. Okay. So now we can produce tablets. There is a tablet in. Good. This market needs to grab beer and beer. Stock up on beer. I don't know how many tablet workshops we need. Pharaoh next door. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But this game, gameplay-wise, has now changed significantly from Pharaoh. It's not Pharaoh in Mesopotamia, but with fewer features. It is now Nebuchadnezzar. And it's got a lot more features which are more unique. It's not just lacking features. So, okay, so I threw a festival, like, just for Enlil, and that got us quite a lot more. So I think on poor festivals, we can only support one god, so it's gotta be the patron one. Right, more prestige from population, that could be good to have. Lower consumption of the upper class houses, that's really good to have. So I want these shrines over by the rich areas, which is gonna have to go over here, I think. Wait, luxurious villas are this. We don't actually need high-level housing. Can we even build high-level housing? No! We're just going for luxurious villas. So we need what? 32. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5, 10, 15, 20. This is 20. Yeah, I can just expand this block a little bit. We're not going for high-level housing. We're just going for townsfolk. Completely misread that. Anyway, how many tablets do we have? Enough? Good. Let's give the people beer. And then we'll give the people clay tablet. No, it's actually administration. And we get max level housing, which supports from 107 people to 149 people. Yeah, we need more. I'm gonna need more clay. More clay. Lots more clay. swear. Let's get more fire people. Okay, and then I can expand this block up to there. I can break this road, redo the paths like that. Like that. We need 32. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 16, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Is that 29? Infrastructure will throw down. Another healer. Probably need another. Maybe it's okay. 29 villa. 30, 31, 32. Copy. So I think that's 32. That monument's coming along. So we're probably short on tablets, right? So you want to make more tablets. Industry tablet workshop. Let's get 2 more tablet workshops. More townsfolk should be moving in. Beer production needs to go up as well. So we need so many more townsfolk. Crime is on the rise. Our city is thriving, yet there are people who don't appreciate the opportunities it brings them. And there's no room for those people in our city. So you should start building City Watch to prevent crime in the city. Where is crime? Oh, I think it's slowly growing up here. Right. So we gotta deal with that. Okay, so this is now... We should be able to... We just need a few more townsfolk. Are townsfolk moving in? Have they moved in? They have moved in. I don't want to build more of these, but maybe I should just for now to stabilize. Houses, villas. Let's add in a villa there. Villa there. Villa there. How many live in each one? 20? We're short 75. I should place 1 more. There. Let me copy the parks around, because those just look nice. Okay, cool. That should bring in enough townsfolk to stabilize our tablet supply. Are these still missing resources? Oh, I do need more clay pits, don't I? Just have another clay mine there. Okay, that's holding up fine. I can now... I actually don't need to replenish my bread industry. That looks like it's got enough already. Are we producing enough beer? Market. I think we are... Question mark? I think we are. We got plenty of barley. Monuments coming along. So now I want to focus on evolving the villas. Yeah, these are all max level. Still short a little bit on tablets. Oh, not enough workers. Wait, what? How do we... What happened? Oh, we've run out of fish. Right. Adding more houses means there's less fish. We need a fish supply. I could fish here. Yeah, I think I need to set up a fish industry here. Let me go to food, fishing pier. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Dirt road there. Clear that. Can I fit one there? No, there's no space. I probably have too many of these, but I'll leave that for now. Wait, this dirt road has to go there. This... No, I will set up another warehouse to hold fish. Connect this dirt road. Set up a... Risk of... Oh, right, crime. I forgot. We need to deal with crime. Hold on. Let me... set up a caravanserai. This is transporting fish from here to here. And then I need to city watch. This is townsfolk as well, which is a problem because we're short on townsfolk. How effective are these policemen? Does crime increase with all of this? Once you get villas coming down. Yeah, so we need to stabilize our villas. Grab fish. Send fish. We should also grab dates. Drop dates. Bring some dates over. Don't worry about exports for now. Let's stabilize our housing. So we're bringing fish over, yes. Fire broke out. Okay. We've got three fully employed fire stations here. Yeah, without townsfolk, we can't maintain our beer industry. This is annoying. Let's slow down the monument, I think. We have a stockpile of money, so that's fine. Just need to stabilize this. Yeah, that one city watch is helping. I wasn't accounting for the city watch, that's why. We can probably cut back on milk a little bit. How's the festival looking? Okay, soon, okay. We can cut back on barley production. To keep things running. Okay. We're maybe stabilizing the villa area. Disease. The crime is rising up here as well. We need to get these evolved, but that requires copper jewelry and priests. Copper jewelry is... We have to import copper, don't we? From Magan. We can open the trade route. Because they... Wait, what is... Oh, that's barley. Oh, okay, wait. We're not selling barley. We want to import copper. Warehouse. Have that set up to accepting copper. And we can prepare a copper industry somewhere along here. Yeah, let's I just wasn't planning for the city watch. That's what threw me off. It's okay, we'll recover from that. So we're importing copper to there. So what we need to do is have... this accepting half. This will accept copper jewelry to half. Then we'll need warehouse. So like copper and copper jewelry. This will be accepting copper. This will be accepting copper jewelry. This caravanserai will bring copper from here to there. And then copper workshops use what kind of employment? Townsfolk? That's annoying. But okay, we'll start producing townsfolk. And then we need another caravanserai for here. New festival is available. Great. Can I just... Is a festival tab here? Yeah. Let's celebrate. Enlil. Be happy. Ah, so you got Enlil up to level 3. So, lower consumption of the upper class houses. We don't need this at all, because we're not building upper class houses. Look at all these people going to celebrate. What was I doing? Using this caravanserai to move copper jewelry from here to there. And then this having a copper jewelry person. And then we also needed... Wait, do the shrines send out... These shrines? No, we need a priest quarter. Priest quarter, we can build one there. And we just need to cover this one block like that. Townsfolk work as priests. And then as townsfolk move in, we'll... No, that's wrong. We'll start distributing copper. Oh, pollution is too high? Really? Okay, well we can copy that. Really, the date farm is that hated. Okay, hold on. We'll fill that. Nope. Damn. Copy that. Okay. This single date farm is a pain. So what I think I have to do is move it just further away. Kill the state farm. Okay. Then copy that. And try and block out any pollution. Copy that. Where is this pollution coming from? Well, where is that pollution coming from? Oh, is it actually these guys? Oh, it's the clinics. People don't want to live near the healers. Okay. I guess I'll put the healers out this side. And that works. That gets us up to spacious villas. Okay. And that brings the population from 20 to 52. Yeah, one evolution is huge. Let's do crop farm. We need to get our dates back. Date. Dirt road. Connected. Dirt road. Across. Dates. Dates. We need a warehouse. Bit annoying. Let's move that. Let's move that. Let's move that. Dirt road like that. Warehouse like that. This is accepting dates. This caravanserai moves dates from here to there. So that should stabilize the date supply as well. Okay, the clinics are now out of the region. Even this corner house has low enough pollution for the 3rd level of housing. Evolving houses, townsfolk moving in. Great. As townsfolk move in, we boost the copper jewelry production. And as copper jewelry production increases, we start to... Risk of crime. Right. So crime is rising, so now I want to throw down a couple more city watches. Let's have another city watch here. Try deal with the crime problem. Copper jewelry? Yes. Dates? No. I think we gotta wait for these 2 date farms to do 1 full harvest. Short 300 workers. Tablets, my tablets. Trying to maintain tablets. These resources look okay. let's get these back in. Okay. When you click on a healer, it'll show you in red what houses they cover. From the 2 healers you moved out of the block, only one will do anything, I think. You say that, but... The red highlight doesn't seem to reflect their coverage. Like, see this guy? He's walking up to here. And covering that house. So yeah, it's fine. Okay, dates coming on in. Great. So yeah, we're just running out of... Yeah, we need to stabilize the date supply. These people cannot live without dates. Total price of all remaining pieces. So we need another 500 bricks to finish this. Okay, no problem. Fish supply. Is the fish looking good? Fish looks fine. Okay, there we go. Lovely dates. Townsfolk moving back in. We're probably losing some houses here because no tablets. Yeah, we gotta get these tablet productions back on track. I think we are producing too many ceramics. Let's cut back on those for now. As we wait for these townsfolk to move in. Yeah, not that kind of dates. Okay, townsfolk population looking good. So with townsfolk population looking good... Why are these... Oh, there's not enough workers for the delivery man. Okay. Okay, that's... Just gonna shut down the monument industry first. Make sure the rest is working. There we go. Deliver those tablets. Where is he? Grab the tablets. Pick them up. Dump them in. Good. Now I can reactivate that a bit. Crime? I don't know. Column height, incident level. Column color, rate of growth of the incident level. Oh, okay. So the height is the main problem here. So I think I do need... A thief robbed a warehouse. Yeah, so we do actually need, like... a ton more policemen. Yeah. A strike broke out. High crime rate in one of the working buildings causes employees to go on strike. Right, so there's no policeman here. That's a problem. Yeah, so crime's been growing here. That's kind of a problem. We'll catch the thief, it's fine. So a lot of townsfolk need to go into being policemen. Okay, so we're sort of dealing with crime here. Okay, and we still have spare townsfolk. That's good to see. So to win, we need to evolve all of these to the next level. I can bring all these back online. I think we have enough workers to keep this going. This is a lot of village workers, but once that's going, it's okay. We haven't been losing money through all of this, so actually it's been fine. Okay. Population's at 9,000. We might need to do a small little area to boost population. Maybe don't provide them everything, but like bread and milk at least. Townsfolk. Then again, we'll gain quite a bit of population from evolving this stuff. So to evolve these to the next level, it needs ceremonial items and a library. Looking at trade. Memphis sells papyrus. And we need ceremonial items, which are only for export. These are produced from ivory. So we need to import ivory. Oh, Memphis sells everything we need, so we just need to open this trade route. Oh, that's the strike. Can I solve this strike by doing that? No, they don't let you destroy the building on strike. Fine. Yeah, they thought of that. Oh, there's a problem? Demolish the building. No, they don't let you do that. Does the game now feel better? You finally lose or more AFKing. The game feels way better now. It is a solid 7 out of 10 right now. It's not quite as good as the old Impressions games. The next update might do it. The next update is introducing a form of military. But the new god system and the rebalancing of the maps and changing how gameplay works. Like, see, this is throwing festivals and new god systems. Microing these gods is good. You know, it feels so much better. You have to actually build somewhat properly. And it's not about difficulty, because some of the changes make the game easier, but feel much better. Like allowing trade without any prestige, like having at least 1 or 2 trade routes that don't need any prestige, so you can trade from the start. That's good. There's a lot more decorations you can build, there's a lot more buildings, a lot more systems. Why are these houses devolving? Because we don't have enough. This is no longer striking, okay. So we can get that going. So basically halved our... Yeah, we need another copper workshop, I think. We can't maintain our townsfolk. Oh, we've actually run out of... Oh, I see. I do need to keep this up. We ran out of barley. That's why we're not producing enough beer. It's not a shortage of workers, it's a shortage of barley. Okay, so hopefully we can keep that going. Do we have too many city watches now? Let's shut down a whole city watch. Yeah. So toggling the city watches should give us the workers we need. I can always toggle the monument industries to get those workers back. Yeah, I just toggle these buildings on and off to prioritize what we need. Can we stabilize? Because I need enough of those copper jewelry so I can open trade with Memphis. So I need to have a full stockpile of that. Okay, as the townsfolk move back in, we turn the police stations back on. As the peasants move back in, we can turn the monument industries back on. That's fine. Let's focus on the beer production, not the monument. Fire broke out? Where? Why? Oh, I think it's just an overlooked house. That's fine. Okay, I think I can now support another copper workshop. I want this properly stockpiled. We're doing a bit of a first feeding, but we've now doubled our copper jewelry production. I think evolving these houses will get us to our target population. And then we get the population and the luxurious villa. That should boost our prestige as well. The temple, usually you get like 100 or something from the temple. I'm not sure. Oh, it says 90. Okay. So we're going to get 90 prestige from the monument being completed. So then with all the housing at high levels, we just need to focus on exports. Right? Because I think our prestige, yeah, trade is... Oh, we're getting quite a lot from population. Oh, maybe festivals could do it. Because, hold on, looking at the gods, so we get plus 10% more prestige from population. We can get that up to 20%. Plus 5% more prestige from trade. I need to start throwing better festivals, which is... Can I do milk and ceramics for this? Required amount of goods. So this is the required amount of goods based on how big your population is. I want to see if I can do milk and ceramics for a modest festival. Surely milk and ceramics are good for a modest festival, right? We'll find out soon. Because most of our prestige is actually now from population. So if I can get that bonus from 10% to 20%, I can get another 10% bonus. That'll turn like a 200 to a 220. Which is pretty significant, considering our goal is 680. Are we finally stockpiling copper jewelry? I think our... We have some... Are all these... Let's turn that back on. Let's turn that back on. Okay. Yeah, we'll also be able to free up these workers once the monument is complete. We need another 350 bricks to finish the monument, so that's fine. We're out of bread? Oh, we're out of grain. We need to get those back on. Okay, I forgot I disabled some of that. Okay, there we go. Nice. Oh, crossed 10,000 population for the first time. Nice. I think I need another brewery. Let's have that going. Next festival is available. Great. Let's have a look at this. So I think this is not... Oh, this has to be beer, I think. This can't be milk, I think. I think? Or does that mean... No, this means we have enough. I don't have any bread. Dates? I have dates. So the type of good, I think, doesn't matter as much. Oh, to do a modest one, we have to feed the poor one as well. Okay, I understand. So doing this... I see, so we can't just do modest, we have to have the poor loaded up as well. Okay, so we can do this. Milk, fish, ceramics, copper jewelry. Modest festival just for Enlil. Let's celebrate. Kablam! And now if I look at this, we're up... Oh, we actually ticked over to 4. So that just gives us a quick boost in prestige. It's gonna drop right back down. Yeah, it was 200, now it's 220, like I said. Okay, so that works. And I think that does mean we are stockpiling copper jewelry. Risk of disease. Oh yeah, okay. Healer. Let's get 2 more healers down there. What's that? I think pollution ticked over there. Okay. Should be good. Lovely lush trees. Okay. Would having more festival squares help? I don't think so. Oh, you can choose whatever color you want, though. I don't know if festival squares stack. Or should I be building... What do these do? Lower consumption, upper-class houses. Lower wages, higher production of administration and religion industry. Nabu. High production of clothing industry. High production of administration and religion industry. So I would want to build a shrine to Nabu here. Oh, this helps boost this industry. So this now has a Nabu blessing, I guess. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Okay, so that boosts up the tablet industry. If I look, I increase my beer production. I think it's not quite enough. Let's place 1 more. And that should stabilize the beer supply. we can now boost up our bread production again. Let's do that. Let's re-enable that. Okay, 276 bricks to finish the monument. Copper jewelry looking good. Memphis, we can open that trade route. Alright, so with this trade route, request ceramics? Sure. With this trade route, we can import ivory and papyrus, which are the things required for this. So to take ivory, so let me just set this down to 16. I want to import ivory, 16, and have this up to 16. Allow ivory, 16. So we can import ivory and papyrus. That dock, it is in range of that. Okay, so then I go to trade. Memphis. I want to buy ivory, papyrus, just everything. We crossed 400 prestige as well. That's good to see. We're gonna get 90 prestige from the monument. So we're currently trying to get to 590 prestige. We'll get more by evolving these houses, which is good. So I did it wrong. This was supposed to be papyrus. Okay. Hold on. I need a. So I need a. Can have this dirt road. Oh, have this dirt road extend like that. Remove that. I can then have carvers like here, here, and here. And then I have a warehouse. I need to shift this irrigation to over that side so that I can break that and then have a warehouse here to accept just carvings. So we're now producing carvings. We've imported. Let's stop importing ivory for a little bit. We've imported that stuff. Do I have a free? Yes, okay. So then I need to build services, library. I should be able to fit it there. Can I get the route looped around? Yes. So this then needs papyrus. I'll have a warehouse here set to accepting papyrus. Papyrus is coming in from there. This needs to accept half papyrus. Where got robbed? Here. It's fine. What was I doing? This was accepting half papyrus, half carvings. And then actually, this warehouse should stop accepting dates completely and be accepting carvings. Right? And this should actually not be accepting carvings. I should empty that out. Have the carvings here, then if there's surplus, I can export it. Right? Right. So first, I take this. I'm going to shift this to there. Okay, okay. Yeah, dump that over there. Good. Not enough townsfolk workers. Okay. Oh, I never reactivated that police station. How do I free up it? Okay, there we go. Okay, so...
Meet my donkey. His name is Elephant.
Okay. Sometimes jokes are attempted. So this is holding copper and papyrus. Okay. So I'm going to disable this building first so that I can set up the papyrus shifting from there to there. Okay, so that brings the papyrus over. Then I need to bring these. Why are these missing resources? Oh, if I disable that, that happens. Okay, that makes sense. So this is holding ivory and the stone tablets. Okay.
You're the nicest elephant I've ever seen, donkey.
Okay, so this is holding... okay, these are imports only. All the dates are going there. I can resume my date exports. Okay, that caravan should be... yeah, he's not holding anything, so let's remove him. You are now bringing these over to there. I will then be shifting this police station over, City Watch, to there. Fully employed. And then I go to standard market for here. You are gonna be distributing the little carvings. This can now be removed. This irrigation can be resumed. This now is moving carvings from here to there. And now if I want to sell carvings, they're within range of the port. We can now also resume grain exports. And now I can distribute the carvings and distribute the libraries, which should evolve to spacious villas. No, to luxurious villas. Look at that. Ah, it's ticking up. It's ticking up. This will get us to our target population, and we'll see how much prestige it brings in. We also resumed our exports quite a bit, so that'll increase prestige. We'll see if we can get to 590. Ah! Seems some feel it's still early access even though it's released. Yes. When this game released, it felt like early access, but I was harsh on it because it's not early access. It released, and it was called released, right? And if a game calls itself released, I'm gonna treat it as released. So I was quite harsh with Nebuchadnezzar on release, which was, what, a year ago now? Quite a while ago. Over the last year, it's received like 3 or 4 major updates, and it's actually gone from what I would have said was a 3 out of 5 to a 7, a 3 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10. Massive improvement. Massive improvement. The next update I think we can consider it actually feature complete. The next major update, which they're working on right now, is introducing a form of military. They're adding in more missions to this existing campaign. And then they also said they're releasing the first DLC, which is a whole other campaign, which is fine. You don't need to buy the DLC for the military update. But I think they're feeling comfortable selling a DLC there because they're finally themselves, I think, in their hearts, they know it will be feature complete. So, Nebuchadnezzar has had a pretty impressive improvement over the last year. Massive, massive improvement. Like, I got a lot of criticism for criticizing this game. But I think my criticisms were completely fair. And I think it's now a much better game for it. Oh, look at all these townsfolk moving in. I can now have another city watch just to guarantee safety here. To stop people. Fire. That's not a good one to burn down. I know we're short on workers here. Let's just slow down the monument. This must be almost done. 83 more bricks. 83 more bricks and this monument will be done. Ah, look at that. So, luxurious villas, 31 out of 32. Come on. Who's missing? Oh, we don't have enough carvings? Carve harder. Carve more. Get to carving. There we go. That's a 50% increase in carvings. YOLO Muck Swag 1986. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Does this have a similar system with walkers with impressions games? It's impressions inspired, but many walkers... The walkers work differently. You set paths, right? You can set fixed paths, so you don't need roadblocks. You set fixed paths where people will walk. Or they're all destination walkers. So these policemen are walking towards specific buildings to deal with crime. Then they come back home. So they walk out, then come back. Walk out, come back. So it is a walker system, but it works very differently. Why are we suddenly so short on... Oh, we're out of milk? How did that happen? I know I killed this industry a little bit a while ago, but... It's been fine up until now. How do I solve this problem? What do we have a big stockpile on? Bread? Okay, let's just... We've got a big stockpile of grain, so we can do that. That's what stockpiles are for. Let's fix the milk industry. I could boost it up a... Is it worth doing this? Outbreak of disease. Let's give you guys another healer then. Have a stockpile of anything else? Let's make sure we restabilize this first. 71 bricks. Okay, we'll restabilize the milk supply first. I don't know if it's worth doing this. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Let's do it. I mean, that's... Yeah, that's like 1.5 workers worth of milk. That helps a bit, right? Looking at this... Okay. We're at 530 prestige. Why'd we lose some villas? Oh, right, the carvings. No, it's this one, right? Yeah. Not enough carvings. Why do we really? Still not producing enough carvings? We need more carvings. Let's... Industry carver. Have another carver there, and then I can fit one more there. This should get us enough carvings. Okay, workers are coming back. We can re-enable the grain industry. Nice. Re-enable the monument industry. We're at 560 prestige. So yeah, if we hit 590, we've got enough. Because we'll get 90 from the monument. So I think we will hit that once we stabilize the luxurious villas. Because they're probably making revenue and expenses. Taxes exceed wages? Really? Taxes exceed wages? Is it because of gods? This is a local bonus provided by Shrine, so we're not getting that. They gave us this patron god, which the Shrine bonus is lower consumption of the upper class houses, but there's no upper class houses on this map. We're utilizing that bonus. High production of clothing industry. Lower consumption of the lower class houses. That's actually really good, but 5%, is it worth it? 15% would be good, but... Lower fire risk, lower crime risk. Higher production of decorative industry, lower disease risk. Higher production of ceramic industry, food industry. Monument construction. So like maybe like the monument construction would have helped because we would have gotten that out of the way. Lower import prices. It's okay. We're at 586 prestige. 33 luxurious villas. Next festival available. Great. Milk's coming back in. Can I do this? A modest festival just for Enlil. Let's celebrate. And that immediately gets me more prestige because that pushes us up into rank 4. So we use a god bonus to get us the prestige we need. And now, once the temple is complete, we win. Another 63 bricks. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Ah, this felt so much better. Zavapol, thank you so much for joining the Acolytes. This felt so much better. I actually, like, fully enjoyed playing this mission. Like, I fully enjoyed this. Like, I think that's the first time I've actually said that about playing through a Nebuchadnezzar mission. There's something about how the gods work that I really like. It's that little nuance and depth to them. How would this game earn a 10? It would have to be astonishingly innovative, creative, and enjoyable. I don't even give any of the Impressions games a 10. I give Impressions games 9s and 8s. Like Caesar 3, Pharaoh, Zeus, and Emperor, it's 9s and 8s. I don't give them 10s. Like, the military update, which is coming after this, might, if it's fun and interesting and engaging, might bring it up to an 8. Not a 9 yet. How far along in the campaign is this? This is mission 8. So it's not a particularly difficult mission, because I wanted like a mission in the middle of the campaign, because the thing that I care about most with this game is it enjoyable? Is it fun? Is it interesting and engaging? So I don't want to just jump into like mission 13 or something where it's particularly difficult. We've beaten a difficult mission before. Yeah, that's not the purpose of this foray. And look at this, we've stabilized the city. Crime rate looks good, fire levels look low. Disease could be better, but I guess I could throw down another healer. There. House levels. Some of these aren't quite evolving because pollution? Oh, right, because I've been spamming these things over there. We don't need them. It's fine. So resources look stable. Beer, tablets, carvings. I could sell carvings for more prestige, actually, but we don't need it. Because I'm pretty sure we can sell carvings, right? Carvings. Yeah, we can actually sell 30? 50? We could sell like 30 carvings like that. Because I think that'll make us some of the money back and actually give us more prestige. Fish looks good, copper jewelry looks good, dates look good. It's nice. I like solved the city and it's all nice and good. We'll get the workers back. Oh, this is the last step. Bam. Oh, the crown. And it's victory. Does it introduce new things in a good way as you get further into the missions? Yeah, like, crime is not an issue until you start building villas. You know, some things are like a very slow ticking problem. Like your patron god eventually will become upset with you. So you don't need to throw festivals until like a few hours into the game. If you're ignoring their bonuses, right? It's not the optimal way to do it, but also, you see the monument? It now has a radius because it's giving off the Enlil bonus, which is high-level housing consumes less goods, right? So actually, if we could build tier 3 housing, we would want to build the tier 3 housing around the monument. Monuments now have a purpose. Isn't that good? I fully enjoyed that experience. Novel concept, purpose for things, right? Monuments serve a purpose, not just for a prestige boost. They actually give a nice benefit around them. You know, the shrines giving up local benefits like that. I just really enjoy how the gods were implemented in this game. That's unexpected. I didn't think, like, I don't know how, like, I'm not paid to brainstorm for these games, you know. So the Impressions games has a religion mechanic. Nebuchadnezzar did not, right? Thematically, that's weird because ancient Mesopotamia has all of these gods and religion things, right? But besides that, gameplay-wise, there was no religion mechanic in Nebuchadnezzar, but there was in Impressions games. So it just felt like something was missing, right? There's no god mechanics. should Nebuchadnezzar just copy what they did in the Impressions games, whether it's Caesar 3 or Emperor with the gods walking around? Yes, if you can't think of anything more interesting, right? If you can't create a new way to implement the religion mechanic, just copy the Impressions games. It's better to have a copy than nothing at all, right? But the developers actually came up with a religion mechanic that is different from the Impressions games, and I actually really like it. Choosing the minor gods on the fly with different bonuses is way more interesting than you would think. It's like, okay, I'm gonna pick this one for this bonus, this one for this bonus, this one for this bonus, and I might want to switch this later on. Maybe early game has certain gods which help better, mid game has certain gods, late game has certain gods, and it also depends on whether your ability to throw festivals for them, like maybe you want to have a higher relation with a sub-god than your patron god, depending on a certain bonus and what you're going for, right? It allows like choices in your playstyle to make things work. Like, oh, you want to have way more prestige from your housing, then pick that god. You can get a 15% bonus from that. Like, it's huge. Would be nice if the monument had a slightly bigger area of effect. I would be okay if it was somewhat bigger, yeah. Like another few tiles, maybe. Yeah, maybe that would make sense. But it's nice that there is an effect. Oh, look at that. Let's go back to the main menu. That was good. That was fun. Look at that. Would you say it's a good game for someone who wants to start their adventure with such games? Yeah, there's a tutorial, which helps for new players for this subgenre of city builders. And I would say it's perfectly fine to jump in now, especially considering the military update shouldn't affect the existing missions, because these existing missions are here. They said they're going to add more missions to this campaign to utilize the military stuff, which is building walls and some form of economic military, which is yet to be revealed and figured out, I assume. So with the gods update, I think now if you've been wanting to jump into the game, you can jump in now. It feels great to play. It feels balanced, it feels interesting. It gives you a lot of creative freedom and play styles to work with, which is something that was sorely lacking. It felt like you were doing cookie cutter before this, right? I'll do the same thing again on every mission. And it was with each update, it was getting better and better. But this is like, okay, now this is good. And you can jump in now, play the existing missions. And then when the military update comes, it'll introduce the new missions, and then you can play those missions. You know, I think you don't have to go back and play the old missions with the new features, because I'm pretty sure from what they said, the military update will be applied to the new missions they're adding in. So these missions shouldn't get military, but the new missions will focus on utilizing that military. And that's a free update. They will also have a DLC for a new adventure, which I assume will be built from the ground up, utilizing all the features they've added over the past year. So yeah, if you want to jump into Nebuchadnezzar, now's a good time. I think there's 15 missions in the campaign right now. There is a mod manager and map editor, so there's some custom campaigns and maps out there, I guess. Haven't really looked into it. I'm not judging the community's creations, judging Nebuchadnezzar. And yeah, I can say this is when I would jump in. If the game released like this, it would have blown up. Bit late, but it got there. Yeah, I like Nebuchadnezzar. Anyway, that's gonna be it for now. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed it and found this interesting and or useful. If you'd like to support the channel, you can buy games on Humble Bundle using the referral link, gamersack.com/humble. Using that link does help support this channel. And on Humble Bundle, you support charity as well. For those who have never used Humble Bundle before, you just buy a game there and it gives you a Steam code, and you use that Steam code in Steam and you get the game. It's not a separate launch or anything like that, don't worry. Otherwise, check out the Patreon. Some self-promo, okay? I'm giving out merch on Patreon. Every 3 months at certain tiers, you get merch sent to you by Patreon. It's great. I just set that up. It's cool. Check it out. Otherwise, there's just some updates over there as well. Good. Follow on Twitch if you want to catch these live. If you're watching on YouTube, click the buttons on the screen right now for so much more content. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for joining. Bye, guys. Bye.